Today, I present you a comprehensive educational project, the Young Cosmonauts Training Center Pioneers of the Universe. Hereinafter, I will refer to it as YCTC. The aim of the project is as follows: employing the advanced developments and achievements of mankind in the field of selection and training of astronauts, as well as on the basis of the vast legacy of the philosophy of cosmism, I will talk about it later, and taking into account that humanity may not be alone in the universe, to create a global network of educational centers for children and youth, which will form in its participants a new worldview of a creative nature, thus introducing into society a system of ethical education, supported by a system of studying the basics of a healthy lifestyle. All this to prepare humanity for a wholesome and peaceful space exploration. The form and method of implementation of the project may vary, depending on which country its branch is opened in. However, the essence of the project remains unchanged. It is teaching ethics to children and youth, raise their morality, instilling in them the basics of a healthy lifestyle, and preparing them for possible future space exploration. So, to become an astronaut. The YCTC project appeared as a result of the collaboration of three Russian organizations: the Gagarin Cosmonauts Training Center, I will refer to it as GCTC, the youth organization, in Russian it's called RAT, and the Association of Researchers of the Unknown Phenomena of Nature, Cosmos and Human Abilities, Ecology of the Unknown, which I am the general director of. Each of these Russian organizations, in accordance with its profile, makes its own unique contribution to the program. So the GCTC is responsible for space training, as it trains cosmonauts and astronauts to go to space. The youth sports organization is responsible for the education of moral qualities and teaching the basics of healthy lifestyle, as it does it for more than 20 years now. And the Association Ecology of the Unknown is responsible for teaching the philosophy of cosmism and education in the study of the UFO matter. Because the Association Ecology of the Unknown is the most recognized organization in Russia dealing with the phenomenon of UFO, studying it, analyzing it, and sharing its knowledge. Why we created this project? Today's humanity is in a civilizational crisis, and the YCTC project appeared as one of the solutions to solve this crisis. The students of the project will become ambassadors of the Earth to the universe. Our destiny, the destiny of humanity, is to travel through the universe. And 100 years ago, outstanding Russian space scientists, which we call cosmists, predicted that one day man would begin to explore space. They also reflected on the connection of man with the cosmos and pointed out the conditions for successful human space exploration. Konstantin Tsiolkovsky, the father of Russian rocketry, he said, "Humanity will not remain forever on Earth, but in pursuit of light and space, it will first timidly penetrate beyond the atmosphere and then conquer the entire near solar space." Another Russian cosmist, Abramov, foresaw, "The future of man is flight." The future means not only the destined transformation of the world, but also the transformation of man himself. The destiny of man is to fly, and not only on airplanes or spaceships, but also in his energy body. The future of man is shining bright. You can live in this future and strive for it and dream about it with inspiration. Now we can see what it takes to prepare a human for a space flight. This effort is difficult technically, physically, psychologically, scientifically, financially, morally, ethically, and even from a legal point of view. Did you know that the ISS, the International Space Station, is considered the most expensive project in the history of mankind? And it cost about $165 billion. Imagine, in the whole human history, only 566 people have been to space. So a small portion of the entire humanity. And how should the space industry and the selection and training of astronauts be organized so that in the future we could afford to expand the exploration of space at least to the scale of our galaxy? How can we rationalize and, if possible, speed up the process of preparing a person for a space flight? We believe that it will take less time and effort and money and everything if we start to prepare a person to go to space since childhood. So, which is what our project suggests. In modern manned cosmonautics, there are about 25 different factors of spaceflight that can harm the human body and psyche. Among them, the most obvious are zero gravity, various types of radiation, prolonged isolation, vacuum, G-loads, the issue of psychological compatibility of the crew, limited supply of consumable resources like food, oxygen, fuel, etc. Near Earth, say at the orbit of the ISS, which is 400 kilometers, we can partially protect the crew from some of these harmful factors, but not from all. In addition, experiments have shown that animals, when they go beyond the Earth's magnetic field in outer space, lose their social behavioral skills, become aggressive and experience serious disruption in the work of internal organs. It is unknown how the cessation of the Earth's magnetic field will affect the human body. So, the questions we are asking to trying to solve this problem is, will we humans ever be able to evolve in such a way as to learn how to absorb the cosmic radiation, neutralize or reverse its effects to benefit our body? Will we ever be able to naturally change the shape or composition of our body in order to be able to teleport? Or, for example, stay in outer space without a spacesuit? Will we ever be able to travel in space without spaceships? Or in ships that are not technical means? Some researchers say that those UFOs, those crafts, are living beings, which the human connects with through his consciousness. So these questions may seem fantastic today, but we are confident that in the future, after humanity returns to the path of evolution, shifting the focus from the development of technical means to the development of its physical body, all this will become possible. In the YCTC project, great attention is paid to the development of your physical body, to tapping into its inherent potential. A healthy lifestyle is cultivated, techniques and methods of self-regulation are studied. The cosmos is very strict with anyone who goes out into its open spaces. Spaceflight is difficult by definition, and it is simply unacceptable to aggravate its conditions by making a negative emotional background in the crew. That's why ethics is very important for an astronaut, because it determines his way of making decisions, life position and ability to establish feedback with the surrounding world and with the crew, of course. And that's why all candidates for cosmonauts are strictly selected according to their psychological profile, human qualities, and strength of motivation. The central place in the YCTC program is occupied by the system of education of human qualities. That is the system of moral education. Historically, the space activities of mankind are still regulated by the Outer Space Treaty of 1967. It was signed by the United States, Great Britain and the Soviet Union. And as of 2020, 110 countries are the states parties to the treaty, and another 23 have signed the treaty but have not completed ratification. The Outer Space Treaty defines the basic legal framework of international space law, including a ban for states parties on the placement of nuclear weapons or any other weapons of mass destruction in Earth orbit, their installation on the Moon or any other celestial body or on a station in outer space. Nevertheless, the treaty does not prohibit the deployment of conventional or non-mass destruction weapons in orbit. Also, the treaty does not consider in any way the hypothetical possibility of the existence of other intelligent life in the universe besides humanity. So, realizing all these imperfections of the Treaty of 1967, Russia has always advocated for the creation of new legal instruments for regulating space activities. In 2004, Russia was the first to make a unilateral political commitment not to be the first to place weapons in space, which was later accepted by 31 more countries. In 2008, at the Conference of Disarmament in Geneva, on behalf of Russia and China, a draft treaty on the prevention of the placement of weapons in outer space was submitted, which provides for a ban on the placement of weapons of any kind in outer space and on any forceful actions against space objects. And you cannot use even the threat of force. Russia has made similar initiatives on several occasions. It is noteworthy that each time the United States and its allies did not support these initiatives. In 2017, the American public figure and space activist Dr. Carol Sue Rosin came to Russia. She was a spokesperson of Wernher von Braun, the founder of American cosmonautics. Carol Rosin had several important meetings in Moscow, including at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation, and she also spoke at the International Scientific and Public Conference Natural Science and Geopolitics, organized by the Association Ecology of the Unknown. Carol Rosin's presentation was devoted to the promotion of the Treaty on the Prevention of the Placement of Weapons in Outer Space, a document that she and her team of experts created on the basis of a draft treaty on the prevention of the placement of weapons in outer space, proposed jointly by Russia and China in 2008 in Geneva. And the changes and additions she made are the following. First, it is necessary to prohibit the launch of any types of weapons in outer space. And the second is that humanity is not alone in the universe. There are other intelligent life forms in the universe. We have been in full solidarity with Carol on these issues, and since we met, to this day, we are doing our best to promote the treaty she created. In 2021, also to promote this treaty, we created the International Social Movement for the Promotion of Peaceful Existence in Outer Space, which is called the Ethics of the Cosmos. Here you can see the Ethics of the Cosmos logo on board the ISS. People have come up and continue to come up with various laws to protect themselves from themselves, as well as the surrounding space from their possible destructive actions. However, there are other, more fundamental laws in the universe that regulate the interaction of all the possible forces that exist. And these forces are not only the laws of nature that we are used to study in our schools and universities, they are also, as we call them, the laws of the ethics of the cosmos. So, we plan to talk about this, that humanity is not alone in the universe with the children. It will teach them the responsibility for their actions. The YCTC project will become the place where today's children and youth will learn to perceive the world in a new way, live and work in harmony and cooperation with each other, because this is exactly what Earth's ambassadors to the universe should be. This is exactly what our bright future makes us. And our bright future starts now.